Guess who has exams in 12 days and hasn't been to a lecture for the past 10 weeks? So I'm currently in my first year of studying computer science at university. I have exams in 12 days and I'm still on week 1. I was in this exact same position in semester 1 and I told myself I'd never be here again. I guess some things never change. But as you all know, you can't change the past, so let's get right into the plan of action. For this module, 60% of the final mark is from coursework, which I've already finished and I think it went well. The other 40%, multiple choice exam. I think you know what that means. Now this is probably the worst one. I didn't make it past the first week and I've been to some of the lectures and I was fighting for my life to stay awake. Now for this one, I'm still on week 1, but I think it might actually be quite interesting once I get into it, so I don't think it's going to be as bad. For this module, all of the coursework is done already and this test is also done, so that means I only have 40% to worry about. This module actually covers 2 semesters, but I still need to catch up on some work from term 1 and I need to finish off the last few weeks as well. I can sit at home all day talking about I need to do this, I need to do that, but at the end of the day, this content is not going to learn itself. First person to feed a fox with Jollibee while on campus. Hey, that's enough, bro. Don't be greedy. Serious study session incoming. Right, so I'm currently working on the video that you're seeing right now. With anything creative, you need time to look over it twice, 3 times, 100 times if you have to. So when you work on something for a few hours straight, for example, if you've written an essay last minute for school, in that moment you're gonna think this is the best it's ever gonna get. Then you read it the next day and you start thinking, what am I even looking at? I'm gonna try to finish the last 6 weeks today, and if I can, start working on the other modules as well. Let's go. So unfortunately, things don't always go to plan and I didn't end up doing the last 5 weeks of content. This was probably my most unproductive library session of all time. I had to take a quick food break and then I came back, chose my modules for next year. I was originally going to do marketing again, but I did it this semester and it didn't really meet my expectations, so I chose these 2 instead. And to be honest, that was just a very unproductive session. And yes, I did use ChatGPT to help me decide. Almost committed a crime when I saw this. Whoever left this food lying around is very lucky that I was feeling generous that day. New gym group location just opened up. Let's go check it out. Post-training subway. How does that feel? Go back. The more white it is, the better I am for funny. I'm white, you know. So these were back-to-back days where I did 3-hour training sessions and then I went to the library straight after. This might be a method because I was so locked in that day. I felt like I was on some sort of performance enhancing drug. I started off on week 6, finished off week 7, finished off week 8, finished off week 9, and I finished off week 10 as well, which is the final week. When you're this far behind, you have to be very efficient and strategical with your note taking because a lot of this stuff is more complicated than it needs to be. For example, on this slide you have all these models and diagrams, but all you really need to know is that the main methods are one-way communication, back and forth communication, or using an intermediary. After I finished all the content, I did the practice test and I scored well enough so that I could leave satisfied. Now I can finally move on to the CS modules, which are going to be a lot harder than this. Chicken's cooking while I shower. That's what you call efficiency. Alright guys, we're clocking out for the day. I'm feeling good. If I can bang 29% off of pure guesswork, 40% is nothing, you know. After I put in work and revise for it, 40% is nothing. Just need to get a good night of sleep, work tomorrow, do the same thing again. Let's go.
Because I knew what I wanted to do. His company. Like it or not, the exam, I'll always remove. Has to do in the wrong sport. Like homework, put that box and tape on. Absolutely not. We're going to be the biggest company. And when I has to feel that he's the best.
It's finally starting to feel like I'm making good progress. I'm catching up on some lectures for my database systems module. Now that I'm taking the time to understand it, it's actually quite interesting. The problem for me was that I didn't do any of the pre-learning, so it's like watching a TV show and starting on the 8th season. You're not going to understand anything that's going on and it's not going to be interesting or engaging. But now I'm starting to notice small details. For example, on this slide there's stored data and derived data. You don't need to store both the date of birth and the age, because if you have the date of birth, the computer can just work out the age easily. It's just a way of being more efficient and saving space. Alright, so as I'm filming this, it's Monday, which means that my first exam is tomorrow. Am I nervous? Not really. I'm about to go to the library now so I can consolidate my notes, do some last minute revision. By the time you're watching this, I'll probably have finished my exam, so I'll let you know how it goes. But that's all for today. Let me know what you think in the comments and don't forget to subscribe because this is only the beginning.